Damn, I'm live. It's the legend in the building. Brother of a certain age, how you doing today, brother? Good to see you. How's everything? Too big. What's up, too big? Good to see you, brother. How's everything? Good to see you in the building. So my greetings to the Miss Too Big. That's the working man. Don't stand a chance. Man, first. L said, "What? I got you, L. Red Bone with the new money. How you doing, Miss Red Bone? How's everything? Hope all's well with you and the family." Hey, that might do it down. You take me down. Good to see y'all in the building, man. Damn hole, here we go. Fuck, patient. Oh, well. Boy, we dying. Gangsters ain't sworn in, they born in. Ask around, looking up at his name. Looking going to answer questions about your house, food stores, extortion, and more. Scared in the building. Guess they seen up too many beards in the building. With it, ain't seen crazy. So, gladiators like throwing that's one press with the radio. Fucking with the devil in the flanks. You niggas pussy like the one you come from. I ain't mad chicks like the one you come from. Niggas to be fun. Wow. So the fuck they gonna say to me? All day we made homie, don't be scared. Homie, don't be scared. Yo, what's up, y'all? Y'all doing today? It's the legend in the building. L, you ready, L? Man, L about to go through a little something about this boy here, Charlie Adelson. Rich man done caught a bed. Too big for skinny jeans. In the building, of a certain age. My opinion, me and mine. Let's get busy. Let me call L up here. She right here. Boom. Here she go.
Hey, legend, how you doing?
What's up? How are you?
I'm good.
How's everything?
You know what? I saw this picture on YouTube, and it was a bag of commissary that was so heavy. It looked like you had to drag the bag.
Yeah, people go to the store in there too. They eat in there. Some people eat good, real good.
So you can get food. What else can you get?
I mean, it all depends on how much money. Well, it don't depend on how much money you got. It depends on how much money the jail allows you to spend. Like
there's a limit.
They got limits how much you can spend at commissary on a certain week. Because you go to the store every week.
That haul that I saw, it looked like it could last a month. So
nah, see.
Well, I thought about a case that I read about where a guy was ordering a lot of commissary and he was being extorted. So I thought about Charlie Adelson.
What made you think about him?
Because he was worth his family was worth $2 or $3 million when he got a life sentence for murder.
Oh, okay. So he doing a life sentence for murder. I remember you did his story. And he the one that has something to do with the kids, right?
He killed his ex-brother-in-law, his nephew's father.
Right. So he high profile, right?
He's high profile.
So he automatically protective custody. But like people think that protective custody that ain't safe. If you know what I'm saying, you still need help over there in PC too. So more than likely, these days, back in the day, extortion was extortion. Now it's kind of soft extortion. You know what I mean? So I'm quite sure he paying.
So, but like commissary, the food, and you can get hygiene products, right?
Yeah, you can get your toiletries, your soap, your toothpaste, your deodorant, your powder, your lotions. You get all that. You get you some shower shoes, a towel, underwear, sweatpants, sneakers, TV, whatever you need. Some of them even got computers now. You can get tablets.
Okay, and the inmates are paying USD.
Yeah. Well, you basically paying it if you got an inmate family member, you sending them the money, and they might have a little job in there. You know what I'm saying? But a guy like Charlie Adelson on protective custody, they not allowed to work, so he wouldn't have a job. So the only way he could be being taken care of is by his family.
put money on his books, right? Now I heard in Memphis jail that the women can buy hair extensions. So this, to me, this is like a mini Walmart or a mini Target.
It's a store. I mean, yo, it's a store. And then, like, as far as food, they have outside contracts with companies that allow the inmates to buy whole meat packages, pounds of meat. You buy you a couple pounds of meat.
Well, there are contracts now where they can actually buy like hot food, hot
Absolutely.
wings.
Yeah. Certain times in a month, they allow them to buy hot food, rotisserie chicken. They might take a big order from Kentucky Fried or Popeyes or
But see, like when I think about Charlie, right, the commissary, that's currency. That's money, right?
That's money. Yeah. Well, in the jail, that's cash. Potato chips is cash money, bags of chips.
So if I want a bag of chips, right, am I getting like Cheetos or
whatever you want, whatever kind you want?
Well, see, is it name brand Cheetos or Cheetos?
No, it's just the name brand, hers and Wise and all that. Whatever you eating out there, they're getting in there.
We gonna get to those Commissary. Me and mine. So okay. So it's name brand chips and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Little Debbie's cakes and all that.
Okay. So let's say
Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Haagen-Dazs.
Okay. Well, now Charlie does have a baby mama, but most of his family is locked up. So let's say Charlie's money is frozen.
Damn.
But Charlie's mother is locked up for the same murder.
Damn.
Right. So now let's say Charlie wants like Pepsi. He wants he wants Cheetos. He wants some toothpaste.
Right. Now see, if Charlie's in general population, well, if he ain't got no money, if he's no longer considered a rich guy, and he's on, what's up, Speak? How you doing? Good to see you in the building, brother. If he's not considered that, and he's in general population, then he'll get a job like everybody else. He'll work for between 38 and 45 cents an hour and he'll get a check every month. So he'll be one of those guys who goes to the store once a month. So that means he'll be having to use a store on the block.
See, when I saw that big bag, right? So it's either maybe you paying for protection or you running an inside jailhouse store.
You said you seen the guy dragging the big heavy bag?
Right.
He probably was loading up his store that he has on the block.
So that store is kind of cutting off the commissary.
Oh, absolutely. But it's a price to pay for that. You don't want to they tell you when you come in there, don't get caught up in the stores on the block, because everything is 2 for 1, 100% interest. So if I give you a bag of chips, you owe me, when you go to the store, you owe me 2 bags. No wrap. That's rules.
So if
rules before we got there.
If the store fronts Charlie 2 bags of chips, Charlie owes 4.
Yes.
I think that's called the FIG or something.
Yeah, that's the VIG. Yeah, that's the VIG. Soft extortion. Yes.
You say soft extortion. What was hard extortion?
Hard extortion is, I take this knife and I come to your cell and I say, when you go get on the phone, you tell your peoples to meet my peoples and give them this bag. Give them that straight up cash money. That's hard extortion.
Being transferred on the outside. I think Suge Knight might have got caught up with a little bit of that.
Yeah.
A few
hard
years
extortion
ago.
is we getting cash money straight out on the streets.
Okay. So let's say, I'm Charlie. I'm a rich guy. My family, I got somebody, right, that can put money on my books.
Oh, yeah. You good guy. We're going to take care of somebody. Being as though, everybody do their own. He's a white guy, right?
Right.
So the white guy's going to take care of him.
Okay. So, but he got to pay him.
Yeah, he's going to be paying somebody. Absolutely.
So, you know what I mean? Because if you work in a little job, 35, 45 cents an hour, you only go into the store once a month, but everybody else going once a month
and you ain't getting much. So and most of your stuff going to be going to the store on the block. because that's the only way you surviving. You can't survive off chow hall food.
Now let me ask you: do the store have? Because I'm gonna get back to paying for protection in a minute. But let's say I don't have the money for Pepsi Cola, right?
Yeah.
Does the store have an option for like
See, when you go to the store, it's already you get you don't just go in the store and say I'm getting this, that, and that.
Okay.
On a Sunday, they give you what is called a commissary slip. You fill that out. That has to be on the guard's desk by Monday morning, so you could go to the store on Thursday. If your slip ain't in, you won't go to the store. Now, on that slip is every item that they have in commissary, from toothpaste to Jolly Ranchers. You check off what you want, right?
Right.
Then they send it to the financial people. If you got enough money on your books, you are approved to go to commissary. You'll know when it's time to, and you won't know till it's time to go to the guard desk when he give you your slip. If it's blue, you going to the store. If it's red, you ain't going.
Oh, that's hard getting the red slip.
Ain't it?
That's hard getting the red slip. But see, this is what I wanted to know. Because see, when I go to the grocery store, if my money is tight, I can buy a cheaper type of coffee creamer, right?
Yeah. You can get the generic Keefy shit. They got some shit called Keefy. You ain't gotta get Maxwell's or Folgers. You can get Keefy. You ain't gotta get the you can get that, what that called, Shine Bright toothpaste. You ain't gotta get no Colgate or no Crest or no, the good shit.
But they got options. This like
they got options, again, you can like get a bar that say soap. You ain't gotta get no Dove or none of that. You
just say soap.
Yeah, say soap. Or Lisa. They got some shit called Lisa. You get that Lisa. Niggas wash clothes with Lisa.
But okay, right? So I've heard that, like things will separate. People will separate by race. So Charlie, let's say he wants to pay for protection.
Okay.
Now, is protection expensive, or does it come on different levels?
It's different levels. Now, Charlie, he's a rich guy who's not he that's not his lifestyle prison. So he gonna get took for everything he got. Gonna get
Charlie's
his whole bid. He gonna pay his whole bid. A guy like that.
And see, now one of his, co-defendants, he hired Latin Kings to commit the murder.
Woo! Oh, so he got connects.
So yeah, well, on the outside, Charlie bragged about knowing gangsters.
So I hope Charlie know them gangsters on the inside.
So they would be charging Charlie. He paying in whatever they want, coffee or.
Well, first, see, like, more than people want money, right?
Right.
People really want if he ran around with some petty guys and shit, that some petty gang guys get him all tied up or something, man, then he'll be playing for commissary and shit like that. But if some real G's get him, man, and they know he got that bag, man, they're gonna be playing for his outside money. They're gonna be making him sign sign over money, stuff like that.
Pass it, to my whoever on the outside.
Yeah. They call D forms. Yeah, you need to fill out this D form and send it to this address. And you send it down to finance, and the finance will cut a check for you and send it out. That's how you if you getting money, that's how you take care of your peoples.
So you either using cash on the outside, or you using commissary or whatever.
Commissary pays for everything on the inside. So if he wants to buy something that he might want a cell phone, and he ain't got the cash money on the outside, he could pay for it in commissary.
So I would think if one person, right, and every week is ordering just like $80 the max worth of commissary, I'm thinking they're running a store, or they're being extorted.
True. They owe a lot of not see. Some people, right? Like I know, like real, like when John Gotti was down the feds, when he was on the Fed, they said John Gotti came and gave everybody a commissary slip and said fill it out, the whole block, black people, white people. You know what I mean?
He just bought the block.
He bought the block, yeah.
He
Now
did
I was
stuff
locked
like
up
that
with
on
a
the
gangster
outside.
by the name of Nicky Scarfo. He bought the block sneakers. He bought the whole block. He bought all of us sneakers.
But see, Charlie is a college boy. He was a dentist.
See, they ain't gonna have somebody gonna be on Charlie neck. Yeah, they gonna be on Charlie neck.
Cause I don't even know that he would know to do that.
You know what's gonna happen to Charlie? A guy like Charlie, some suckers will get Charlie first. Some wannabe tough guys. Maybe it's Sully.
Make a name
be the first one to get him.
Make a name for themselves.
No, try to. He'll get a quick come up off of Charlie until the real niggas find out.
Cause he high what? He high profile.
Yeah, yeah.
Just being high profile can put you in extra danger.
Oh, absolutely. Because everybody think you got money.
You think most people in PC, they want to be in there?
Well, you can always sign yourself out.
Really?
Yeah, you can absolutely sign yourself out of protective custody. And that leaves, because you know they liable for you. If they put you in protective custody and something happened to you, they're liable.
Family can sue or something like that.
Yeah, but if you sign yourself out, you know what I'm saying, it's on you.
See, what about like real food though? What is real food on the list?
Yeah, like I mean, we process food out here, so you get the cans of tuna fish, cans of crab meat, cans of oysters and stuff like that. They got vegetarian diets. They got dietary meals. You know what I'm saying? Then they also got staff food. And if you're a guy who works in the kitchen, the staff might be having T-bone steak. So a few guys on the block gonna have that too.
Okay, because you can make money working in the kitchen like that.
Oh, you make great money working in the kitchen.
So when you say staff food, are they ordering it or like
nah, they cook it?
You work in there.
No, the inmates cook all the food in the jail.
Okay.
All the inmates cook the staff food and the inmates food.
Yeah, they run the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just having an opportunity to make yourself a better meal.
Yeah, you could be a guy who just wants to work in the kitchen so you can eat good.
Right.
And you might be a guy who, you want to get you some eggs, and you might be on your workout tip. You can get your eggs, you can get your fruit, the shit that they not gonna give you. You know what I mean?
What about, So what about fruits and vegetables? Because that's expensive out here.
Frozen vegetables. See, you can't get that because there's no place to keep it in your cell. Unless the most you could put in your cell is like you got to put it in your bag, and then you got to put it in the coldest place is the toilet. So most of your stuff that need to be frozen goes in the toilet.
Oh, Charlie, his mama had a house on Miami Beach.
Oh,
this is
Charlie
hard.
gonna have it bad. That's why the cell that's why people don't like cellies, because the toilet has to be immaculate, because people be putting their milks in there. You know what I'm saying? They keep them cold. You might buy a package of lunch meat. You got to put it in the toilet water to keep it cold.
It's crazy, right? That they're selling food that's got to be kept cold.
Yeah.
But there's not even a window.
No, I'm saying like they got ice machines, so you can gather up as much ice as you get during the day, put it in a bucket and hold yourself down like that. But you got to everybody don't get that. A guy, might be a guy like Too Big. He might take the ice machine for 2 hours and get all the ice, and don't nobody get none.
See that I can see the ice
get him a whole bucket.
I can see the ice machine causing fights.
Oh yeah, people die over ice and hot water.
Okay, Speak want to know, like, what did you typically order on Commissary Day?
I ordered. When I went to commissary, I mostly got hygiene because I had a store on the block.
Oh, you ran a store.
Yeah, I ran a store on the block.
Now you know that's unsanctioned. I don't have to tell.
That's my hustle. That's one of my hustles.
You know, your wife said something earlier, right? That you know the store owner or whoever it is might be able. They might be paying $1 million to go and drag that commissary back for them.
Yeah, you go to the store. For most people, go to the store for me to fill up my store. When you go to the store, the things you owe me, I might need something different. So I give you a list when you go to the store.
And you know, so this is what they way to earn a little bit of change, or
You
just
can earn a little bit of change and pay off a little debt.
so are the guards? Are they pretty much
Stu? How you doing, brother?
Are they pretty much turning their back to these like inmate stores?
Yeah, guards don't worry about store because guards get hungry too, and they might come through and say, "Yo, let me get a bag of chips," and you give them a bag of chips, a Slim Jim.
This is like paying off a cop on the street, kind of. Just give it to him.
Yeah, give him a cup of coffee. He might want some coffee. You got some mud in there. You say, right. Yeah.
But do people only go to the inmate store when they don't have any money?
Yeah. Where else you gonna go?
Right. So on a typical day, though, right? If I got a little change, it's not like you know you run in a store and you can beat the commissary prices. It's basically the store. You run in a store, you dealing with people on hard times.
Yeah, most people that use the block store, they don't be getting much money coming in. They the once a month workers and shit. They go to the store once a month. They gamblers. The gamblers, they like the gamblers. They do a lot of block shopping.
Right, I can see that.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like, why would Charlie need extra commissary and PC though?
He wouldn't need extra. He just need the necessities.
Okay. But it's not like he needs.
But then Charlie might be greedy. He might be greedy. He might like to eat.
Right, and he in PC, they're in a 1-man cell, like 23 hours a day.
Yeah, 23 and 1. See see now Charlie won't be Charlie be on a block where everybody is protective custody. So they'll come out on the block alone, just them. They'll have their own little yard that they play in, just them. They never come off that block. Their child comes to the block. Their commissary comes to, everything comes to the block. The only time they leave the block is to go to medical visits and stuff like that.
See, if they going out on the block together, I still see a chance for Charlie being extorted. You don't.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody on protective custody, it's always somebody running the rest of the,
it's a bully in there too.
Yeah, it's a bully everywhere. Yeah.
Right. Cause I'm gonna get you next time we come out on his yard if you don't.
And a lot of guys it might be a guy who paperwork bad. His paperwork might be bad, and he had to check in. That he might be an official guy, but his paperwork was bad, and so he'll be over there bullying the rest of them.
I'm gonna tell you though, Charlie got that going for him. You know, he was not guilty the whole way through.
Okay, so and plus Charlie got a little bit of that. You said Charlie got the Latin Kings ties on the outside, right?
Right.
So if Charlie can maneuver his Latin King ties, he might be able to go back in population.
Right.
But he's still going to be getting extorted, Al.
Well, he might think twice considering, right? One of those Latin Kings that got convicted, Sigfredo, stood 10 toes down. He did not turn.
I remember him.
But Charlie messed around with Sigfredo's wife.
Oh, Charlie just, yeah. Charlie gonna be in there telling stories, getting soft extorted. He better have a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah, Sigfredo, I think was pretty much born into the Latin Kings. It's generational. I think.
So he got ties all up, and if he want to get him touched, he might get him touched in PC if he heavy like that.
Listen, he threatened to kill him on the outside. So
yeah, it's easier. I think it's easier to touch somebody if they in the jail than it is outside. That's easier.
I'm gonna ask this though, right? Because like this is a whole capitalist system, just like on the outside. You need money to eat good.
Yeah.
You need money to be semi-comfortable or as comfortable as you can be, right? Do they
Yeah.
make a difference in the food? See, like people that commit crimes that involve more money end up in the feds a lot of times.
Well, yeah, well, no, you got some broke niggas being the feds that might have caught a state case and then got caught with a gun. That's an automatic federal offense.
Right,
So
right,
you got a lot of the day in these days and times. Everybody in the feds ain't that guy.
right. But is it a good portion, right? That
Better living in the feds, though. Yeah, you live much better in the feds than you do in the state.
so is there a difference in the commissary, in
Yeah,
the
it's a
food?
big difference in the commissary. You could get clothes in the commissary in the Fed, sweatsuits and stuff like that, name brand sneakers and stuff. You can't get that in the state.
See, I don't know what the inmate need with name brand sneakers.
Huh?
Like what's wrong with just some New Balance?
LP people in the feds walk around with Rolex watches on. What are you talking about?
I remember me and mine's this story about Kawana. The guard who bought the
Cartier glasses
the
in?
Cartier glasses.
Hell, you bet. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, like I mean, listen. Back in the 80s, you were allowed after 6 o'clock. You were allowed to put on your street clothes.
What?
In the prison that I was in. So man, people, it was like I had a homie, man. It's a popular store called City Blue in Philadelphia. We used to call his cell City Blue because he had all the sweatsuits, Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits. He had the Gucci sneakers and all in his cell. Yeah.
You know,
my man Tick had like four pair of gator boots in his cell. People used to get dressed up until somebody escaped out the visiting room. So then they start making everybody wear the browns.
Because I'm thinking you blending right in, but I get it. And you know, as far women find a way to get makeup and stuff. And Darlie Routier.
That's when conjugal visits and everything was popping off.
You know. Well, Charlie is Jewish. You think he eating better because he Jewish?
Yeah, because Charlie could sign up for the kosher meals. Yeah, Charlie can eat good and see Charlie gonna be able to eat good when he go to the chow hall if he sign up for the kosher meal.
Cause he's gonna get,
Yeah, Charlie can get the special meal. They got, I mean, it's Rastafarians in there who will make the whole jail not eat until they get their right food. So the jails have become more lenient as far as getting the people what they want religiously, and everybody be having their own way at the vegetarian. They got vegetarian diet, all that in there, man.
That vegan diet is expensive on the outside, but you saying you can get it in the chow hall, right? If it's in accordance with your religion.
Yeah.
So is the regular inmate, right, getting fruits and vegetables in the chow hall?
Yeah. He might get an orange in the morning, an apple and for lunch, an apple maybe for dinner.
Okay. But yeah, kosher meal definitely sounds better. I know Muslims probably would want no
But
pork.
see, then he might have a cellie who work in the kitchen who might bring back fruit salads from the staff dining room.
Well, and in the Atlanta jail, of course, we heard about steak being cooked.
Absolutely. Chicken, fried chicken. If that's staff, that's in the staff kitchen though.
Now, Charlie is smart and conniving. So maybe once he's come to grips with where he is, right, survival will make a person, right, start trying to figure out how to make it where they are.
Oh, he gonna have to figure it out. If he got a lot of time, ain't no choice but to figure it out. He ain't got no choice.
Because I can't say Charlie wouldn't try to put a hit on somebody. He got a little money. He was a dentist, but he bragged about knowing gangsters, convicted of pulling off this hit on his brother-in-law.
If he got a good mouthpiece, if he can go in there and talk that talk, you know what I'm saying, that goes a long way too.
Charlie arrogant make you want to smack the
Oh
guy.
yeah,
So
that'll go a long way though if you can carry it.
you know, I don't think he know how to fight, but he might
Ah
be able.
man,
He
damn.
might be able to pay somebody to.
Well, if he can't fight, he better know how to fight back. That's
Not just ball up in a ball and.
Nah, don't do that. Fight back.
Can he refuse to go out on the yard?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
So that 23-1, he can say, no, keep that one.
Man, you can say, you listen. It's guys that don't come out they cell but to do nothing but chow. It be older guys in there. They don't come out they cell. It be preachers in there, reverends. They don't come out they cell. You know, it be accountants in there. They don't come out they cell. There's some people just stay in their cell. They stay to themselves. They go to law library. You know what I mean? They do stuff like that. But I don't see Charlie being one of those guys.
Yeah, I heard Wayne Williams hung out in the law library a lot.
I could see that.
Because you can't. It's hard to get like a weapon in the library, right?
Yeah. What you mean?
Well, I don't know, kind of what was being described in the Georgia, right? That like in the Georgia prison that he was in, it's almost like they had to go almost through like a pat down to get
Yeah,
into
you
that
definitely.
library.
I mean, well, pat downs is not. When you carry it, it's randoms. You know, the police could pull you over at any time and pat you down. So that's
right.
Yeah, anywhere you go, if you carrying, you can. It's a possibility you might get pat
And
down.
it could be because he's high profile.
Yeah. So with him being high profile, he's definitely going to be in protective custody. You know, definitely.
Well, I appreciate you answering the questions. I still think it's kind of elitist that the feds have better food.
Well, the state, that's up to certain states are better than certain other states. Like I wouldn't want to be locked up in New York. I take PA state prisons over New York state prisons any day.
Yeah, you got moved around a lot, right?
Yeah, but that was only in the federal system.
But yeah, I can see each state doing its own thing.
Yeah, but in my state, in my state, it was my state was hectic at one time because we had a lot of riots in our prisons, so they were kind of harsh.
But see, an inmate can opt not to work, right?
Huh?
Can an inmate opt not to work?
For 30 days in a hole, you can.
So it's like there is no free toothpaste.
Yeah. When you first come in, you get a care package
from the prison.
Yeah, the prison give you a care pack: 2 pair of drawers, some toothpaste, a washcloth, towels, a tablet, a pencil, a little comb, a couple razors, 2 pair of browns, 2 brown shirts, a jacket, a hat.
But you know, you're a year in, right? There is no, you know, I'm indigent, you know, give me this.
No. Ain't none of that. Nah. If you a year in, you should be working. If you ain't working, you going to school. If you ain't going, you ain't nobody just sitting on the block doing nothing.
Right. So an inmate should be able to afford the basic necessities
at the end of the month.
And look, at the end of the month.
If you ain't got no outside help.
Because, you know, commissary every week.
Commissary expensive.
All right. Well, being a rich guy, it seems like there can be an added burden going into the jail.
Some people spend $100 a week at commissary.
You know, I'm thinking being high profile and, you know, being rich, that's an extra burden. That's just
for some people it is. For some it is. If he was a little tougher, he'd be great. He could probably run the jail. Hood Therapy, what's up, sis? How you doing?
Well, all right, legend. I appreciate you answering my questions. I'm gonna get out of here.
Anytime. Appreciate y'all coming tonight.
Yeah, it was good to see everybody. How you doing, Slowfoot? Good to see you, Hood Therapy.
So, L, how much time do he got, though?
Well, you know, life sentence because he got
Oh, he
convicted
got an
on
elbow. He got the elbow. No,
right.
no,
And
no,
see, the
no. So
appeal is
he's
not
exhausted his
simple.
appeals and everything.
Nah, you know, he's on his first appeal. I don't think he's going about it a smart way, but he's got a big burden, right? He's convicted of the conspiracy and he's convicted of murder one. So, you know, conspiracy alone will carry 20, 25 years.
Absolutely.
You know, Charlie's every, I think he's at least 50 probably or close to it.
Wow. Oh man, he's okay. Okay, so he's
Then,
not a spring chicken.
then he's got the murder one. So it's like, even if Charlie could get rid of one,
Yeah, he still got the that conspiracy or the murder. Either
right.
one. Yeah.
So yeah, he's accused of plotting that with his mother, right? So who's he got to
And his
offer?
mother got life too.
No, she's in Miami, in a Miami jail, awaiting trial, giving and cutting up in there, giving them hell.
She really?
Yep.
And
You know,
how's her finances?
Donna Adelson, listen, her husband was a dentist, but her son Charlie came along and catapulted the family. And Donna was the mastermind. So, you know, you got these professional, you know, people that look really, really like the American dream on the outside. But I said Donna is a gangster.
That's how they be though. That's how they be.
Right. So Donna's husband, Harvey, is in his 80s. Most people that know the case believe that Harvey knew that murder was going down.
Yeah, because we had a guy here, they called him the mainline dentist. Come to find out, he was one of the biggest coke suppliers on the East Coast, Al.
You know what? That's interesting because Charlie is suspected of selling drugs, right?
Oh,
Insider
I'm quite
trading.
sure he was. I'm quite sure Charlie was in the because you know what? It be those kind of guys who, you know, have those type of fantasies of those gangster movies they watch but they never they in school, you know, learning to be dentists and shit.
Right. The dentist, that's the gangster, right?
As soon as that's why they say when they get that money, they become the person they always wanted to be. Who's that fucking gangster?
And I definitely think Charlie felt like his
Germ on the
money,
board.
right?
Salute, brother. How you doing? Good to see you.
His mother, right, wanted her ex-son-in-law out of the way. He was a problem. And Charlie, like a gangster, right, close to his mother. What my mother wants is it's gonna happen. So I don't believe Charlie's gonna turn on his mother.
Nah, I would hope not.
And the best that the state would do for him, probably he's
I mean,
convicted.
there's no need in turning on his mother when he already has the life sentence.
Right. He's not gonna get anything gravy enough to tempt him, I believe, to break that bond.
Nah. I can't see that.
I mean, the man talked to his mother all day, and what killed me is this grandma.
And if mom was the mastermind and he pulled it off, he's not going to tell on his mother because him and his mother been doing business for a long time.
You think it's some other stuff, probably.
Absolutely. and if he wants to, you know what? He definitely need to get his mom out. That would make sure his finances while he's in there are stable. Because I'm quite sure mom gonna hold him down while he in there.
Let me tell you, Charlie was convicted. They caught his mother, Donna, at the airport, one-way ticket to Vietnam.
Oh shit.
Gangster granny. Gangster granny.
Wow.
Vietnam.
Yeah, they've been getting money. They've been doing their thing. And he got bite the bullet.
And you know, Charlie's father wasn't a gangster. Harvey was a dentist. They had the Adelson Institute. They're $3 million richer. Harvey is heard saying, right, he's got so much cash, he don't know what to do. They thought that cash, they thought they were Pablo Escobar with that money.
And then when they go do the background, do the history, 2-parent household, father was a preacher, mother was the first lady of the church.
See, there you go.
Yeah, he the most notorious thing running. You know? Yeah.
I just think there's no way when Donna was dropping her grandsons off and picking them up from daycare, anybody would have thought she was capable of violence.
No way. No way.
I said, and Donna is running the whole crime family.
But they see her as the mother who raised the dentist.
Right? Well, the daughter is an attorney.
There
and
you
the
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, but hey, everybody thought, wow, Donna, you and Harvey did a great job. Now I'm just thinking, man, Donna, good job, Donna. You in prison, your son in prison. They looking at your 80-something-year-old husband, and they looking at your daughter.
Yeah, see that he got to bite he supposed to bite every bullet that come down. I did that. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, my mother had nothing to do with it. I did that. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Right? I'll plead guilty.
Yes, I
leave
plead
my mother
guilty to
alone.
this. Yes, absolutely.
He was pretty arrogant. It's like, you're not gonna explain handing over 6 figures in cash, right?
Yeah, hold that. Take it with you. Yeah,
I only know gangsters having that kind of cash on hand.
You know what? Charlie Adelson could go out in population, take a couple ass whippings, and if he could hold those ass whippings and fight back, he could come out.
He definitely got an insidious nature.
Huh?
He's definitely got like he definitely got a dark nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I thought people may be shocked to find that, if Charlie gathered his wits about himself.
The nature can't get no darker than a murder.
Exactly. And I'm like, if he gathered his wits about himself, he'll do just fine in prison.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, that's why I said once he get himself together, it's his call. It's his call. If he a man, he'll hold it together, because you can't take nothing from me but blood, and you got that shit too. So
right. Well, the last picture I saw, he looked pretty rough. But hey, listen, you don't take a life sentence easy,
Yeah. Some people crumble from that. I've seen strong men become weak men from life sentences.
That's a mind fuck out of this world.
Because you got to wrap the mind around it first. All that physical shit, the physical is done. You don't even know you lost 30 pounds.
Oh, he was described as the playboy. He had the boat. Ooh. He was Miami rich.
Oh, so he gonna get teased and shit a lot too. The playboy gonna get teased. They gonna be asking him where them bitches at.
Yeah, because he had a revolving door of women.
They gonna be asking where mommy at and all that.
He probably got 1 or 2 that'll stick by him.
No. See,
one of those female guards
out on the block, he need to bash somebody face in. That's what he should do. The first person say something to him that he don't, he should bash their beak in.
That's what he got to do.
That's what he should do. That's what he should do.
He's not a mark.
I would be impressed. Damn, Charlie punched that boy in the face, bust his nose open. Yeah, what he did? He whipped Charlie ass. What'd he do? He ain't tell. Nope. I'd be cool with that.
He gotta get him respected.
Because you know what, on some real time, L, a lot of times, man, like if you help yourself, if a person see you helping yourself, because it's guys in prison who don't want nothing from you. They don't want that bullshit going on. And it might be a guy who just like him because he don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm gonna make sure nothing don't happen to you while you in here.
He might look up like that.
That happens too.
All right. Well, thank you again.
You're welcome. Appreciate your time, Al. Appreciate your time.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. So L is out. I appreciate everybody coming in the building today. Germ on the board. Slewfoot too big. My opinion. Me and mine's. Yeah. I think we had a great discussion. It's the legend. 365. You know what I mean? I'm out, y'all. Y'all have a great night.